There we go. We in the building, y'all. We here. Fly, Eagles, fly. Fight, Eagles, fight. Let me hear it one time from the top. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles.
Yeah.
So, Super Bowl bound. Who would have thought at the start of this year that we will be going to the Super Bowl? I don't think. I think all our aspirations was to get in the playoffs, maybe win a game, make it competitive. I didn't see it. Don't let Tim lie to you, but I didn't see us being in the Super Bowl in Jalen's second year. This is very impressive. It's very impressive. But we got a lot to talk about because this game was something. This game was something else. It was a lot of stuff that you never saw before really happen in the game, especially a game of this magnitude. But we're going to get to it. I'm just happy to say this is what happens. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody in the chat. I know all y'all know a Dallas fan. I know some of y'all might know a Giants fan. I know some of y'all might know a Tampa Bay fan or a Raiders fan. But this is what happens when you loyal to your home team. These are the blessings you receive when your home team shows you that your loyalty is worth it. And now you here going to the championship, your second one in 5 years with the chance to legitimately win. We're not no team that's just showing up to get spanked. We're a team that's a legitimate Super Bowl contending championship. And this is what happens when you ride that loyalty wave with your home team. And I'm here to say that we all here to see it. What's your thoughts? I got a lot to say. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
So who want to start it off? Who want to start it off?
Okay, I'll start it off. When your mic low.
Oh, all right. Yeah, my mic wasn't on. No wonder why y'all wasn't hearing me the whole time I was talking earlier. like they gonna ignore me? No, now, but listen,
I do gotta say, I told y'all Super Bowl or bust. Once we started off at like 10-0, 11, whatever our record was, remember I said, listen, we have this Super Bowl or it's not a good year. We gotta make it to the Super Bowl. I felt that in my bones. I think me and
at that point, yes.
At that point, I think we all. But to your point, at the beginning of the season, I didn't think it's Super Bowl. But let's be honest, in the offseason, we did look at how he putting his team together and said he put this team together. This was, and I know I said it's going to be up to the quarterback. Matter of fact, a few of us said it's going to be up to the quarterback because they put everything around. And Jalen balled out this year. Mm-hmm. I don't know if right now if that shoulder might really be bothering him. You know what I'm saying? And to his credit, he's out there playing because he missed a big one, but he's the commander of this team. He runs this team, and he got it. This is a great team. And this is what I was talking about the other time. Alpha dog. Stop trying to play this Rocky mentality. San Fran got this great defense. They got this. San Fran came in trying to send a message, and we sent them home in a body bag.
But San Fran defense, before we start giving out,
ours better.
San Fran defense.
Ours better.
They took away that passing game today. They took away AJ. They took away a lot of stuff.
They really didn't, though.
They balled out. That defense played very well.
But you know what's good about that defense? That's the best defense we're going to see. The next defense we see ain't that good.
You're right.
Bengals defense ain't sweet. It's not sweet, but this is the best defense we're going to see. Bengals actually have a good defense. And this is what, to Tim's point, D'Amico Ryans was coaching his behind off. Yeah. It's a chess game that you play between offense and defense, and he made it hard for Jalen. Like you could tell he was taking away that first read because Jalen would look, and then he would look to his second read, and then he would have to start scrambling and try to get out of dodge. He was calling the right plays for our offense. He was all over top of it. He had his players very disciplined on the RPO. They wasn't going for the dumb stuff. The time was right. Even Bosa playing hurt because he definitely was banged up. Even him playing hurt, he was reading and reacting very well to what we was trying to do RPO. The bull D'Amico Ryan was the truth.
And the defense, they purposely thought the Eagles believed that they was going to try to take away, was going to blitz Hurts. That was the goal. They were like, he gonna get full out.
And they didn't really. They didn't
blitz. And they didn't do it. That was the thing.
That one time, I think, once or twice.
Yeah, but that was the plan. They said they took away the RPO, they took away the deep threat, and they was like, you know what? We're gonna make everybody else beat us. And guess what?
I don't know if they necessarily took the deep threat away like that. Honestly, you don't get that many shots at a deep threat against a good team, good defensive team. We got a couple shots down there we just didn't capitalize on.
We didn't capitalize on a couple of good, but the boy Ward was playing. He was like Siamese twins on AJ.
I mean, listen, their defense is good. It's a very good defense.
Yeah.
I think Herb said two things, one earlier and one just now. He said, for one, this is what happens when you put that jersey on, Rocky. People start trying to humiliate and try to take advantage of something that's intricately Philly. If I use that word correctly, if that's us, that's our thing. Trahan last week, I told y'all when he said, "Yeah, the Giants is like Rocky, they're the underdog. They're gonna come out swinging and blah blah blah." And Howie Long said, "Whoa, don't do that." He said, "That's sacrilegious. You don't play like that." Sure enough, they get spanked. It's the only time I'm superstitious when people start doing stuff. The only time in my life. But that's neither here nor there. He also said, Howie for GM of the year. What do y'all think?
Absolutely.
But hey, I had to put
and possibly is Sirianni up for coach of the year?
No, he's not in the final three. They already released that final three.
Who's the final three?
I forget who it was, but he didn't make it.
Hold on. How do you go how are you the number one seed in the conference and not have your coach up for coach of the year?
I think the Giants coach was up there. I think the 49ers, because he lost 3 quarterbacks. And then,
so what's that? So what we voting? Underdog of the year or coach of the year?
I mean, they only lost one more game than we did with only missing.
And guess what? And we didn't lose none of them games, so our quarterback went down for real. So
to me, the game ball, you want to call it, goes to Reddick. That O-line, that running game. That O-line really.
That's why I highlighted the boy.
If you really look, Reddick beast mode today. Then he ain't get no more chances because they ain't pass no more. But if you really look at the game, Jalen Hurts had all day to pass the ball. Sometime to me, he left the pocket a little too early and he rolled out. He actually rolled in but that pocket was crazy. He really have no pressure. I don't know if the wide receivers wasn't coming off their routes. I gotta look at the film later.
Well, they was only doing like a 4-man rush, so they probably had it flooded with secondary people back there waiting for it.
They took
but that you only 4-man rush. That's what you do unless you blitz. But
that's not necessary.
Joey Bosa led the league in sacks. He had 19.
Go ahead.
I mean, I agree.
They got it to front 4. But that O-line played crazy. Even the run game, when we started gashing them with the run game, and they supposed to be a team you can't run on.
Yeah, so number one against the run.
The best O-line in the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with all these comments flooding in. They talk about Reddick. I've been yelling, y'all know me since I think it was about week 10 or somewhere around there. I said the boys Sean Reddick on another level. I know they talk about Michael Parsons a lot, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, them boys is beasts. The Bosa brothers, they nice, all that. But the boy Hassan Reddick has been on a machine type level of play this year.
He took out Purdy.
And what he did in this game, to me, this is where, and we talked about yesterday, if y'all was on the pod, we talked about greatness and what makes you great. These are the games that make you great. These are playoff games. He didn't just have a good regular season. He came in there and kept going from the York game to this game. He's been in his bag, and you cannot stop this dude. I'm looking for him to have another monster Super Bowl for real.
Yeah, when they announced Defensive Player of the Year finalist Herb, like he said, he wasn't even one of the finalists.
That's ridiculous.
Well, Philly ain't got a lot of respect in a lot of respects this year. For real. Like, think about it. We was undefeated to that one game when we kind of got hosed a little bit, but we had a bad game and we lost the one game, and then our quarterback went down and we lost a few. But any other team, look at all the excuses they made for San Fran. Oh, San Fran lost their starting quarterback and they still balling. San Fran's you got to watch out for San Fran. Dallas was missing Dak. Now they got Dak. Oh, they're a problem. You don't hear them talking about they wasn't talking about the Eagles like that. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes that just get the people having in their mind certain franchises that they thinking coming in that's going to be this, that, and the other. Like I had somebody argue to me, tell me that Patrick Mahomes had a tougher schedule than the Eagles because he went by the preseason stuff. Patrick Mahomes' division stunk. They division stunk. We had the best division in football.
Outside of them and the Chargers, they were the only team.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So all I'm saying is like
the Raiders and
people
Denver
had it set in their mind that certain teams is not contenders, but during the season, once you see somebody handling business, you got to give them their props.
What I will say is we got some home cooking today with these.
No. That wasn't home. Listen, that was legitimate. See, it's a difference between getting home cooking and
there was some calls.
No, it's a difference between home cooking and those being legitimate play stopping penalties. Because some of those penalties, no, you got to remember. This is what I was saying when they was jumping. When Jalen didn't throw the ball on a couple of them Jones. It's because they was holding the route. You cannot hold somebody like this. I actually get it, and I know not a lot of times I'm hard on the ref, and I might snag a homer in this situation. But I give the refs credit for making those calls in that moment, because if you're grabbing me, you're impeding my progress. I can't get open. It's one thing if it's some contact. Because matter of fact, if you think about it, that when he threw Devontae Smith, Bull actually grabbed Devontae Smith's arm on that jump ball play.
They play very grabby. They
play very grabby. And you can't call them all, but you got to call some of them, or you're going to just grab me all game. I cannot let you, because you know the coaches in the air, yo, he grabbed me, the players, he grabbing me. You cannot keep letting that go without. And I guarantee you, they called them Jones. I guarantee you, it was a lot more grabs that they didn't actually call. At a certain point, you got to call them grabs. That's not home cooking when all them calls was legitimate.
So when the Bull punching at the ball, was that home cooking? When Bull was
no, that's the first one.
Yeah, that was just funny.
It didn't even look right. It didn't even
when
look
the Bull
like
was holding the face mask, holding Dickinson the face mask. Was that home cooking?
That's what.
See, sometimes a defense is physical,
because those things like that happen all the time. But they'll call them, but they gave us all of them.
They didn't give us all of them. That's what Ephraim's just telling you. They were doing it so much. They got to call it at some point.
You got to call some of it.
They walked us to the end zone.
But when you have an aggressive defense,
I'm not mad. I'm just
when you have an aggressive defense and they're going against skilled players, you get calls called. So when he was holding AJ and AJ going to cut across the middle and the dude grabbed him and turned him around, that was a home cooking? No, they calls. That was legit calls.
Referees call that many calls on one series for one team.
So that lets you know how many penalties they was actually calling. I'm telling you right now, they was holding San Fran. Aggressive defenses are normally very grabby. And in San Fran, you can see they was grabbing all the time. They was grabbing probably almost every play. It was probably 20 calls they could have called more than the calls that they called. I'm telling you, they are very grabby defense.
If it was home kicking, they should have called it when that punt hit the wire. How about that?
Speaking of calls, I love the alertness of Devontae Smith to tell everybody get the line, hike that ball.
I agree, absolutely, because he knew he dropped that ball.
I hate when a player knows he didn't catch the ball and don't tell everybody get him and hike that ball. You know,
try act like they made the play. Try act like they made the play. Like that was a catch challenge.
I agree.
He was smart.
Devontae was like, "Come on, let's go." They must have a signal where you tell them, listen, I didn't catch it.
That's what the announcer said.
He was like this. Remember, he ran back going like this.
Yeah, that mean hurry up, hike it.
That mean hurry up because the play is in question.
That's
great
smart.
play.
That means that all of them was on. All of them knew that signal. Like they all was in tune with what's going on.
So then, do you say they were? That's what I'm about to say. Do Sirianni get props?
San Fran blew it because San Fran should have called a timeout.
Absolutely.
Offensive coordinator. Boy, you hate Sirianni so much, it don't make no sense.
San Fran should have called a timeout on that play. Regardless, they should call a timeout. Take a look at it.
I'm gonna tell you where San Fran blew the game, in my opinion. They blew the game with a minute and a half left to go. They tried to score. That was the worst thing they could have did. Yeah, first of all, you have a backup quarterback. You got your fourth string in the game, and you're going to try to go for it at that point in the game with a minute something left, knowing that you're getting the ball back and you only down 14-7 at that point. You chalk it, you play it safe, you go to halftime, and you come back out and you come back renewed. You do not put your fourth string quarterback in that situation, and that's exactly why we ended up scoring that play again. That's when I think we had the fumble. That's when he fumbled. He snapped the ball. He fumbled it. Hassan Reddick, MVP, got in there, got the ball, and we ended up scoring. That was a terrible play call, decision making by that coach.
Hey, remember the conversation we've been having this season talking about re-signing Miles? Like a couple people saying
they not.
Yeah, Gainwell showing out this playoffs.
Yeah, I went to Ample Minds.
What they gonna do?
Ample Minds asked that earlier. He says is Gainwell the back of the future. Is that what y'all think they're going? Now Sanders did have 2 nice touchdowns though. That's not.
Yeah, but if Sanders gonna be asking for that big time money, ain't no way in the world they're gonna give him that big time money. And they like Ethan just said, they showing you where they mindset at. They kept Gainwell.
Just to go back to the penalties, San Fran ended with 11 penalties, and Eagles.
What's up, Niece?
So 4-11.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, what you say, Tim? Say that again.
San Fran had 11 penalties, and the Eagles had 4.
Okay, San Fran was committing penalties.
Yeah,
bad coaching. Coach of the year wouldn't have had a team committing 12 penalties in the playoffs. How about that?
Undisciplined.
How about that? Bad coaching.
How do you call? You know what I didn't like at the end? Dude got body slammed, Kevon Wallace, and he still
and they called it on him. He get kicked out for getting slammed. I didn't understand that. But that to me, to me, that was that showed to me how undisciplined the team was. They completely lost character at the end of the game. Everybody wanted to fight. You got a dude throwing haymakers, trying to punch the ball away well after the play is over. You got the offensive lineman boy throwing a temper tantrum and slamming cat. They was losing. It was like 2 skirmishes before that one big John, and you could tell San Fran was unraveling. So once again, coach of the year, nah. This is why I go back to what I say about all these accolades and these MVPs. That stuff don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean nothing. We all sitting here, most of these fans in this chat, I know we all Eagles fans, but you cannot tell me that Hassan Reddick should not be in Defensive Player of the Year running. Come on.
At least in the running.
On, mind you, probably the best overall defense and the team that had the second.
Bosa did have 19.
I'm not a hater.
Listen, I didn't say I said in the running. It's no way in the world he shouldn't be in the running.
Yeah, he should have
the
been
team led the league in sacks and almost broke the all-time record in sacks.
And wasn't he second? And he was second in sacks this season behind Bosa, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's literally one had like 18 and a half, one had like 17.
Right.
Bosa had 19.
That's why I don't care about all that accolade. I don't care about that stuff. I never judge players on that. I judge by what I see and their numbers, their individual numbers, and
show out in the Super Bowl. I want to show out in the Super Bowl.
That's what I want.
One more game.
That's what I want.
And we got 2 weeks. Hopefully, Landon Dickerson. Did he ever come back in the game when he messed his elbow up?
What's going on with him?
No, somebody hit his arm. His arm was planted straight down, and somebody hit it like that, and hyperflexed his elbow.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Did we hear anything about how significant the injury was?
The game was over. Do y'all care who we play? Do y'all care who we play?
Yeah, hit that like button, y'all, for real. Get them likes up. We got 40.
I really don't care who we play, but I if I have a preference, I think I'd rather go against Cincinnati because I like I like our defensive line going up against a quarterback not as mobile as Mahomes.
Mahomes got a high ankle sprain, so I don't know how mobile he's going to be.
Well, we'll see. We'll see in a little bit when he line up. If he out there running all around with Cincinnati. I mean, if they beat Cincinnati, in my opinion, that means Mahomes is he's playing well and running around.
I can't see the Chiefs losing 3 straight games to them. If they do, I'll be blown away. If they lose 3 straight games to
Mahomes ain't 100% either.
But I mean, I just can't see it happening though. I mean, I still think they're a talented enough team to win. I mean, we'll see. But I agree with y'all. It don't matter to me who we play for real. I think our defense right now is going to give anybody fits. The way we playing right now, even Wayne, the bull Wayne can't stand. Brandon Graham was in his bag today. He was all over the place.
He wasn't in his bag. And it ain't that I can't stand Brandon Graham. It's the same thing about him being over. He's overpaid.
Let me finish.
Everybody's overpaid.
And also, the mid-season pickup of the year for the Eagles was the boy Ndamukong Suh. That bull, he played almost the whole game. And Ndamukong Suh, he looked like a Detroit version of Ndamukong. He was in his bag. And I like the play at the end when 71 slammed the bull Wallace. Ndamukong Suh stepped up to him and all the foolishness stopped.
You know who that was. First of all, was the
smoke.
You know who that was that slammed Kavon Wallace.
That was the boy that sucker punched Richard Sherman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's
like He nut bull. He high trigger bull. Can't keep
ain't nobody touching him though. I tell you that.
And Ndamukong stepped right up. As soon as Ndamukong stepped up, he ain't stepped on Ndamukong like that. That's why you can't keep on your team. Yeah,
that man called Sue. He called Sue Tucker.
He was like, no. And Ndamukong ain't playing that, bro. Come on, man. He is like PJ Tucker. He is. He got all the heart in the world. Yeah. But he came to play today. He was in his bag. That defensive line was incredible, man. That defense in general.
I'm going to go on record. We got to give Nick Sirianni. I'll give him his props.
You have to.
And I'm glad y'all finally decided to start giving the defense some credit. Remember how y'all tried to kill the defense all year? Oh, the defense is so trash. The defense caused the treat.
I'm gonna say they're not playing well.
But they've been pretty consistent all year.
If they're not playing well, I'm gonna say they're not playing well.
But they've been pretty consistent all year.
You got to sign
CJ
back.
The offense ain't. To be honest with you, the passing offense ain't played well the last 2 games. To tell you the truth.
The passing game actually played good against the Giants. We didn't need them to pass. I think this week, to me, we could have used the passing could have been better. I think it was opportunities. But last week against the Giants, he capitalized on opportunities we had. We just didn't need it. We literally ran the ball down Giants' throat. There was no need to pass the ball.
We did that to San Fran too.
No, it wasn't as egregious. We had like almost 300 rushing yards against the Giants.
But the only way we ran the ball was the only way we moved the ball was running
and penalties.
Yeah, yes.
If that's how you win games, that's how you win games.
But you got to remember, we got the first touchdown off the pass to AJ Brown. That was a great catch. And then a pass to Devontae Smith that wasn't a catch, but it was a great catch, but it wasn't a catch at the end of it. But the crazy part was, but he caught it. He actually caught it and corralled it, and the defender smacked it loose as he was going to the ground. He actually made a great catch. It was a great defensive play that would have overturned the call if they'd have reviewed it. But all that, I take it in that situation. I'm not mad at all. But I agree with you, non-conformist. This was Hurts' worst game, but I think it necessarily wasn't that Hurts played so bad. I just think they schemed very well for our offense. D'Amico Ryan he credit for how good he
passes either. He
didn't pass
by the ghost of number 5.
No, he thought. I mean, but look, even when he did throw a strike, AJ Brown right in the breadbasket dropped it.
Yeah, that was true. But he threw a lot. He threw a few passes off for today.
I talk about boys crying all the time because I hate when wide receivers cry and then you drop one right in the breadbasket. Now I know AJ Brown has been phenomenal for us this year. I'm not hating on him, but he had a couple games where he dropped some breadbasket catches that's a little suspect, and a couple of them fumbles that we talked about.
We talking about this game though, in particular.
How y'all feel about Jalen taking them big hits though, running the ball?
He got heart. He knew he had 2 weeks to heal up, so he good.
Nah, I think he was trying to make sure he got some stats up on there, but
I don't think
trying to win the game.
He is trying to get some stats up in there. You know how Tim say when Embiid takes some shots, he's selfish. It's like, no, I just honestly just think they had
they schemed well.
He did, and guess what? He didn't turn the ball over. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He was fast too. Defense fast, man.
Their defense operates on turnovers and playing with a lead. They weren't able to play with a lead, so now they struggled all game. And it's because our quarterback was smart enough not to turn the ball over. He said, I'm going to take what you give me, and I know we're going to punt the ball. We're just going to punt the ball and keep doing it.
Mr. Wing, I'm not hating on Hurts. I already said. I even think that some of that, even when he missed AJ, that's why I said, first thing I said is I wonder how much that shoulder was bothering him. Because he don't usually overthrow nobody like that. His touch looked off. And I mean, he legit has an injury that he's playing through. So I'm not going to rip him for that. But like Ethan said, the passing game was off some today. If our passing game was clicking like it usually do, we would have blew them out the water early.
I agree with Tim though. I think he played smart. I mean,
he absolutely did.
This is the stuff that we crucified Carson for, with trying to do too much. Trying to hold on to the ball, fumbling the ball, trying to thread the needle, throwing interceptions. At a point in time, you got to take what the defense give you. And not comparing him to Tom Brady, but I've seen Tom Brady do very similar in situations where it just ain't your day. Passing, the defense coordinator got your number. He got your offense number, so you do the little dink and dunk, you do the handoffs, you do Tom Brady don't run, but Jalen had the option to also run. This what makes us so, and I agree with Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen talked about this. He did that one run toward the end of the game, was nice with the sideline. Greg Olsen talked about this earlier. He said Eagles can kill you in so many different ways. We can pass. If you let us get the pass, we get the pass. If you let us get the run, we're gonna get the run. So we can hurt you from a number of different ways with how we play. We can hit you with the RPO. We can run straight down your throat. We can pass long. We can pass short. It's so hard to stop this team. That's why, like Ryan said, our offense was light today, and we still dropped 31.
Like you
still dropped 31.
I mean, hold.
It starts with the quarterback because
let's not hype up the 31 too much right now, because part of the reason you got 31 is because the other team could not move the ball at all because they had no quarterback. So I mean,
still got 31.
Brock Purdy didn't
but that's why, because they could not move the bro. They came out the whole second half. They had to run the ball.
Brock Purdy got hurt. Let's be honest.
Say that again. Sorry, say that again.
No.
What you say?
I said before Brock Purdy got hurt, he didn't look like he was going to do anything against us.
No, he didn't.
So I was like,
no. I'm not saying that he was going to come out. They did score 7 points, and they could. He did make a couple of small passes. All I'm saying is, if he
wasn't in the game when they scored 7.
I'm just saying, if you at least have the threat of a
quarterback.
I get it. I hear you. But I'm saying, if you at least have the threat of a throw, is a whole different game than if you just sitting there waiting for them to run the ball. That's a total. Y'all got. I mean, are we not in?
No. I agree with you. I mean, no. Listen, I agree with you. I'm just saying. I know exactly what you're saying. First of all, if the offense can move the ball, And that's what I was talking about when we were talking about the defensive and the offensive rebounds. If the offense can move the ball, it takes away time from your offense having it. So more than likely, we probably wouldn't have scored 31 if the offense was more effective.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
I absolutely agree with
28.
I absolutely agree with that. But I do to everybody, to all the San Fran. I know we probably get maybe some San Fran fans in the chat, probably not, or anybody who knows the San Fran fans. You're gonna hear them crying about Purdy getting hurt and how it would have been a different game. No, it wouldn't have. No, it wouldn't have.
No,
Purdy would have been running for his life just like Johnson was, and they know they couldn't. I'm telling you, they could not pass on us. They could not drop back and pass. Our defensive line was destroying the offensive line on almost every single.
But they was getting some runs off of that though.
Let me read y'all some runs off of that though.
They got a couple.
Let me read y'all a tweet for Michael Parsons.
What he say?
Respect. He said, I don't think people realize what Lane Johnson is doing right now. Freaking heroic. One of my favorite players in this league. And he was locking Bosa up. They actually moved Bosa to the other side at one point.
Yes, he was. Lane with a
Bosa
torn groin. With a torn groin. You know how hard that is? I tore my groin before. Self-diagnosed. I tore my groin about
he had COVID before
like
too.
He had COVID, but you never got.
But then almost died when he got the shot.
Yeah.
I tore my groin self-diagnosed about 2 years ago playing basketball with some young boys in the court down the street from me. And that joint hurt. No lie. No lie. It hurt for a whole year. It hurt. I could actually feel it up in my stomach. That joint hurt, bro. And I don't even know if mine was torn or slightly torn. I know it was.
You might have sports hernia.
I might have sports hernia. It was something going on, but it hurt. It hurt like the Dickens. And I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I'm gonna tell you. That's what I'm saying. You might because for real, for the groin. I know when I had the groin injury, it's more of a. It's like weak. Like you don't get no push up. Like it'll feel okay sometimes. Once they wrap it, it feels okay. But then out of nowhere, it's like a tweak and it is weak. So, but Lane holding it down with that though.
Like going back to when we didn't have a quarterback that was injured for 2 games. As everybody else was still playing, everybody was healthy, but you saw that you still need that quarterback that has emotional intelligence. You still need that quarterback that's going to not make those mistakes. And then when they see that defense playing, like we saw what happened when Minshew decided to run the same play, even though the ball was solid and picked it off for a pick 6. It's those small things is the reason why we was able to win, because we didn't turn the ball over. We didn't do the stupid things that teams do, especially great defensive teams like 49ers. So I'm just saying, I
agree.
That's my quarterback.
Hold up. Herb, that's a correct stat. He said Lane hasn't been his back in 2 seasons since November 2021.
That's true.
That's incredible. I didn't know that. That's an incredible stat. I mean, he definitely Hall of Fame worthy. I mean, and the way he's grinding it out with this injury is even more impressive.
So let's get this right, Tim. You hyping him up for being a game manager today?
That's
what it sounded like you were saying. I think he did more than that, but that's what it sounded like you was trying to listen. Jalen has done enough this year, whereas though there's no reason to anybody mentioning anything that's like I saw somebody mention Giacomo said how the wind it was windy today. A few months back, I would have said it was windy. That's why Jalen couldn't throw this, that, and other. No, Jalen has balled this year. So if anything, I'm willing to give him the benefit of saying he's still feeling some effects from that shoulder injury, and that's why he's not at full capacity. But like you said, he does the other things. He managed the team. He motivates the team. He manages the team. He makes plays.
I'd have been ripping hers right now. But we did whatever we had to do. Even he did. I gotta give him. He did what he had to do to win. Them runs, he had tough runs. He knew the pass wasn't going, so he lowered his shoulder, helped make sure he got that first down. He had tough run out.
That 4th and 1, they went 2-4 twice, and he just won there.
Yeah, on the goal line.
We said Mahomes on one leg, shredding Cincinnati up already.
Yeah, I'm about to turn the game up. Yeah, well, he ain't scored yet, but it's 3rd and 5. They got the ball inside the I think it's like the 40.
Now that's gonna be a tough game.
But they're inside actually at the 25. But this is what I say. Every quarterback at a point in time, whatever touchdown. Oh, he just threw a touchdown to whatchamacallit. To Tony 19. He might have caught it. I don't know. Oh no, he dropped his 4 and 5. Every quarterback at a certain point, great quarterbacks sometimes had to be a game manager based off of what the defense is doing to you. Sometimes it just worked out like that. If the defense got your number and you got to make the smart play and dump it off, or you got to make the smart play and throw it away, or you got to make the smart play and run for 2 or 3 yards. That is what you have to do. The San Fran defense is certified. Like I said, I cannot get aboard D'Amico Ryans enough props. And I also have to give Gannon props. I've been hating on Gannon and questioning him all year long. Justly so. But I have to give him props. The way his defense has been playing, I know we got a lot of talent. We have a lot of talent on defense, but he has put us in position to be successful, put them in position to be successful, and they've been balling. So I got to give him props. Got to.
I think that the defense whole strategy is just not give up big plays, give up big scores. So if you look at it, I think we were like 16th against the run, but number 1 against the pass, number 2 overall. So it's like, okay, we'll let you walk the ball down the field, so to speak, but we're not going to let you just punch it into that end zone and get in that end zone on, nice and easy. And then our offense has been on that high level that they've been on. So it's a good team. We're a great team, and we are the alpha. See, everybody stop with that. We the alphas. Sixers, Eagles.
Hopefully we can.
Phillies, we alphas.
X-Men, I think they're going. That's not going to be a TD. I don't think they're going. Casey going to win that challenge. Look at the ball hit the ground. But yeah, I think he knew he had 2 weeks to heal Ampu Mines. That's why he was going so hard in a couple of them plays and running. Like at this point, it's either win or go home. It ain't no extra game. If you don't win, it ain't no football after this. So
I ain't think he need to take them shots though. At that point, he ain't need to be taking them shots.
Maybe. I mean, you never know though. Like at that point,
a plethora of running backs. You just keep running the ball the way San Fran was.
I think they should have ran the ball more in some of the plays. I agree with you, but I mean, when you in battle, you in battle. Like a lot of your adrenaline's up. A lot of times you don't even feel all that stuff. You know what I mean?
He'll later.
Yeah, but he got 2 weeks to heal.
Hopefully, what I got to do is, especially since we won, because I was a big critic of the boy Christian McCaffrey because he gets a lot of praise.
You was hating on him a lot too.
That run was a really, you got to wrap up though. See, Charles Gardner-Johnson.
That was Slay.
Wrap up.
No, that was Slay that hit him.
Christian McCaffrey left it all on the field. We're really,
he did.
really good football player.
No, that was Slay that didn't wrap up. He actually leaped.
No,
over.
That was Johnson at the end.
That was Slay. That was
the last one that hit him was Johnson.
I thought he jumped over Johnson. I thought Johnson came to hold.
He jumped over Slay.
Okay, I might have to reverse that. Okay, all right.
And Gardner Johnson was the last one that hit him.
But y'all was hating. I said that from the jump. That run was incredible. Like to be able to stay on your feet when everybody hitting you, even though they ain't tackling properly.
Who was hating on that? Who was hating on him?
Ethan and Tim kind of was. They're not hating on him, but they were just saying you got to wrap up. And I'm like, listen, it's a great run. A great run is a great run.
Oh no, but they did have to, because somebody who I think that's who Ethan is talking about, who came in and just tried to shoulder hit him after he jumped over, and he tried to come in and give him the shoulder hit. And even Hargrave tried to shoulder, like Hargrave hit him and not actually knocked him out of the position to get tackled and gave him a
that's true.
So they didn't wrap up well, but to his credit, he was out there. They knew that they was going to be running with him, and he was still out there running.
Yeah, Ethan, that's what I thought. X-Man, he said he jumped over Johnson. I think he jumped over Johnson. Johnson was the first in there that he jumped over, and
Slade said he jumped over
and Slay.
No, I'm telling you, Slade was the one who hit him at the end. I'm almost pretty sure about that because
I'm telling you, it was Gardner Johnson.
All right, we'll see. I'll run the play back. I know they're going to have that on YouTube. I'm gonna run it back. We gonna see who was wrong. I want you to come and apologize when you're wrong too. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that ain't happening. That's the there. Oh man, but that play was that was a great run. He's a horse. I got to give him credit. He went down fighting. He was he's a very strong dude, and he's the niftiest white running back I ever seen in my life. He has to be. He's the nifty. I done seen some good. We done seen the Mike Allstocks and all them bulls. You get big and they can run over cats. But he has to be the niftiest white boy I've ever seen. He got moves. And he's strong. It's not a coincidence that they've been 12-1 since he came on that team. He's a huge reason why they've been winning too. Yeah. Got to give him props.
Slay actually whiffed.
So everybody's saying it was Epps that
No, it was Epps.
Epps first.
Say he jumped over.
Second.
Yeah.
Slay second on the whiff. Epps he jumped over. Slay whiffed. I'm watching it right now. And Gardner Johnson and who's the other ball? 97. Hargrave was the last dudes.
On the Slay whiff, is that when Hargrave or hit him like somebody?
I'm gonna actually screenshot right before the collision and send it to the chat so y'all can see it's Gardner Johnson.
Okay. So he was the last one that hit him that he bounced off and ran for the touchdown.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Epps got, I knew it was one of them safeties. All right, so Epps got leaped over. I'm glad to see my boy Maddox back too. He had a good game. He ain't really had to do too much because they couldn't pass on us because our defensive line was hurting everybody that got up. We'd have hurt anybody. I honestly think today we were so focused, we'd have hurt anybody. The most unhurtable quarterback I think I ever seen play who got hit the hardest was probably Eli Manning. I didn't see Eli Manning get hit so hard that I got hurt and he still got back into the game. We would have hurt
like that too. Bill Sims was like that back in the day too.
Because Eli Manning never missed a game.
Yeah, I don't think he did. He probably the most unhurtable quarterback I ever seen. We would have hurt him.
He was like Plastic Man. He was like the Plastic Man.
He was. I didn't see people take cheap shots on him and everything.
Eli came into the league getting racked up. Didn't he get hit by who was McDougal? I think for the Eagles. His first game of career, he got racked up.
He got used to it. He got used to it.
5 years, he ain't gonna know his name.
Yeah, he gonna be a CTE candidate.
That's not funny. That's sad. I had 2 concussions. I might have CTE myself.
But did they give him a touchdown? What's the score over there? We want to see who playing.
We gonna start calling Ephraim Webb MD. He's self-diagnosing.
I did. I had 2 certified concussions. The first one, I actually that wasn't self-diagnosed. I actually went to the hospital. I had to get a CAT scan and all that kind of stuff like that. Kansas City they kicked the field goal. They took the touchdown back. He dropped it. It was actually a very play. It was almost similar to Devontae Smith catch. He dropped it as he kind of went down to the ground. Well, going back to the Super Bowl, y'all. We here 2 times in 5 years, boy.
That's what's up, yo. This is a good day.
Remember back in the day when it was talking about how the Eagles is the only team from our division they ain't make it to Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl and all that. This millennium, I think it's only the Eagles that's doing it from our division, right?
Shout out to Dallas Cowboys and their fans.
I've heard a lot of Cowboy fans sound like they ready to jump off that bandwagon. Like a lot of Cowboy fans, lifers, like I had enough.
I agree.
Y'all can join our team. Y'all can join.
No, you can't. No, they can't.
You stuck out there. You stuck out there in the ether or in limbo. You will remain in limbo for all eternity. You cannot jump on the Eagles bandwagon. And this, to me, though, is the beautiful thing about this is you're going to see a young upcoming generation of hardcore Eagle fans like never before. Like
they're gonna die off. Those Cowboys fans are gonna die off.
Yes, and you're gonna see it's gonna be like if you go to New England right now, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who lived in that city for the last 10 years, something like that, 15 years, to be anything but a Patriots fan. And that's how it's gonna be here. I got a friend who's a 49ers fan, and his 3 kids, young boys, all Eagles fan, Eagle down. They harassing. Matter of fact, they probably gave him the business tonight. I gotta check to make sure they're still alive because he might have tried to kill one of them because I know they like to antagonize him. But all these young boys, my son 12, all them, my other son 20, they all gonna be Eagles fans. You're gonna see a plethora of Eagles fans throughout the nation, and sooner or later you ain't gonna worry about these crumb Cowboy fans who come every time they win 2 games. They come climbing out their holes and they want to start talking trash. They're gonna be a thing of the past. There's gonna be a whole bunch of old dudes with a whole bunch of extra Cowboy regalia still trying to hold on to the days of yesteryear with these oversized Jabot jeans, oversized Cowboys hoodies, and all this kind of stuff like that, still looking like they from '96.
Dirty Air Force Ones.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna see all them dudes. They're gonna be old, and they eventually gonna pass on, and it's gonna be a beautiful Eagle City painted green.
All right, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We'll be on tomorrow after the Sixers game. Right now, we sit on the 7-game win streak. Shout out to me and the Sixers.
Oh, Herb, I had everything. Yes, I had everything possible.
Man, we're gonna be on after the game tomorrow. We out.
Deuces.